Hello guys, how you all doing? It's been a while since I said any video, and today I want us to look at VIX 75. If you are new here, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell icon, because this is where I share my my analysis and other concepts related to price action. So if you watched the video that I made, I think it was 2 days ago, about the analysis that we made on the very same VIX 75 and what we are expecting from it. And now here I managed to get a trade. And remember, there's another video that I made about sniper entries, and everyone was just on my case saying that they can catch sniper entries, they can teach people how to catch sniper entries. And I told them that I don't agree with that, but that I don't want to argue with anyone. So make sure that here you stick around so that I can take you through the steps that I followed when I took this trade and what I'm expecting from it. All right, let's get started. So as always, we always start at the top, but remember, if I go to monthly, we won't see anything new. It's still the same setup as in like what we said in the previous video. We can say that we're inside the monthly support, and then the monthly resistance is up there. So on monthly, there's really nothing different to the previous setup. And then we come down to weekly. That's where we said, if you don't believe me, you can watch the video that I made 2-3 days back, where we said the weekly, was it a weekly or monthly? Let's just check the monthly. Where was the trend line? Yes, we said that it's a monthly trend line. We said the monthly trend line is here. The monthly trend line is here because of what? We went up there, and then we came back, and then we went all the way up and made a higher high, right? So that's a monthly trend line. So that monthly trend line on weekly, it will be here. The monthly trend line is here. And we know that on monthly, the price was inside there, monthly support, right? Now we are on weekly. We know that the price has hit the monthly support, and on weekly, where can we find the area, the area that we can get trades from? If you watch that video, we remember we said, this is our guy. This area of support. This one. I don't know if I put it, because I want it to be as accurate as possible. Let's just draw the actual rectangle so that you can see what I'm talking about. Yes, we said this was our guy. We said anywhere inside this, once the price hit this, you can start searching for trades in the opposite direction. And that monthly trend line, okay, this won't be visible. The monthly trend line is here. You see? So we said anywhere inside there, we are looking for reasons to go long. So that's why I have a nice long entry here, which is around where the weekly support starts. So that's where we said that on monthly, we hit the monthly support, and we are around the monthly bullish trend line. And then we went down to weekly. On weekly, what you're finding is that on weekly, unfortunately, the trend line won't be anywhere around there, because on weekly you can see now we had this, we went up like that. So it means when we were going up, the weekly trend line was here. Even if you watch the previous video that we made about this weekly analysis, where we said the area of resistance is this one that caused the move and broke the trend line, which means that's where we were looking to sell, and it came all the way down. I hope you've been following this, good people. If you haven't, then I am assuming you are new here. Then you need to make sure that every upload that I make, you always follow, because I never start a new thing. I always connect with the previous. If I analyze something, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We will start afresh. But if it works out, we just continue with it. So the VIX 75, if you still remember, there are those that have been here for weeks and weeks with me for over a month. You remember this area there where we were looking for selling trades, and then it went all the way down. Now it is in the opposite structure. And when I made the analysis the other day, I said we are looking to take trades from there. So on weekly, we are inside the weekly support area, and we can even see we still around the monthly trend line. So that's it. So that's where we are looking for trades in the opposite to the upside, because everything is pointing up based on where we are now. So let's drop down to daily. I'll show you how I came about taking this trade. When you're on daily, obviously, as you're going down, you might not be able to see those structures that you drew on your bigger time frames, but it doesn't change the fact that you know that when I analyze my weekly, this is what I saw. So we know that we are around the weekly. bearish what do you call this, weekly bullish structure, which is the weekly support. And now someone would ask me, why did I decide to put my TP there? But if I try and explain it here, you might not see, you might not get it. But you can see this was our support. When we're going up, we bounce in there and then we broke it. So around here, this is the old support is broken. The price can find it to be the new resistance. So what we mean by that is that this is, if this is the support and the price is bouncing from it, from the outside, bouncing from it, if it breaks it, it can now bounce from it from the opposite direction. So that's what we mean saying all support can turn into the new resistance. So here it was support, 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 but now because we are underneath, so it's resistance, resistance. So that's what we mean. So even here we can find the same thing. Price is most likely to do this, and we can find a resistance. As much as the monthly and weekly, they are pointing all the way up, but we know for a fact that price doesn't just shoot up like that. So you can have like a trend on a smaller time frame, you can have trend in the opposite direction, but that won't change the structure that we're having on a bigger time frame, which is why I always emphasize on saying that when you're trading, depending on the time frames that you're trading, if you're trading H4 and H1, right? So anything lower than that, anything Buma M15, M30, they don't affect your structure, but you need to be mindful of what they from daily going up are saying, because they are bigger than what you're trading. They can influence the direction on your time frames. So the same thing here. If I'm trading weekly, obviously the things that are happening on daily, they won't change my structure, which is why I'm saying as much as the weekly and monthly, they are pointing up, but the daily can do its own thing. But if you're trading those bigger time frames, you don't care much about what is happening here. That's what I mean. So but you must just be mindful of what other time frames are saying. So here we can say that, and the reason why I put this here is that we are at the old support. We can find resistance, and we already did. You can see we came for the first time and we did this. So we can still find resistance again, which is why I put it there at my TP1. And then the other ones, I'll see where I place them. So that's just that. And again we can see that around the very same, remember this is our weekly, this is where our weekly support starts. If you remember this, we drew it on weekly, that green thing, this we drew it on weekly using this area here. So when I'm on daily and I see that green appearing there, this one, I know that this is where our weekly area of support is starting, and the price has touched that. And on daily it gave us what it gave us. I want to make sure that everything that I'm saying here, guys, it makes sense. It gave us this, which is a pin bar. And you know, I taught you a lot about a pin bar, saying that if you have a pin bar and the price breaks above its range, it has a chance of just continuing in that direction. But if it breaks in the opposite direction, then it's a different story. So when you have a pin bar, it's up to you how you want to trade it. You can trade if the pin bar is on your time frame that you pick trades from. So you can trade it by just entering as soon as the price closes with that pin bar, or you can wait for the price to break above. Then you can put a buy stop there and then hope that it will continue in that direction. But if the pin bar is formed on the higher time frame on your thing, it would on your, let's say on your sequence, if you're trading daily and H4 and a pin bar is on daily, it means when you are here looking for trades in the upside direction, you know that daily agrees with you because of that pin bar. But if the pin bar is here, then you can enter immediately, or you can even put a buy stop above the pin bar. So let's go down to H4 and see what the H4 says. So in terms of the trend line, our trend line, I hope you're all agreeing, our trend line is there, which is still very far, so it won't affect us at the moment. So even here, it won't change anything. The trend line, you can put it there as the tail trend line, or you can put it like that. That's also fine. But we still have a big room, so even if you don't add it for now, because of what, it's still far. Remember, I always advise you to only put the structures that are going to affect your thing, the way you trade. So you can put this as you can draw this as and say on my daily time frame, this is my opposing structure, the resistance. And then inside this weekly, you can put your support. So you can say the price is trying to reach for that, but in between there's an area that is but we'll see when the price gets there. That's if it gets there. Remember, we can analyze and then it looks all perfect, but we can still get it wrong, right? So here is what happened. Here is how I came about executing on this one. When we were coming down and we made the analysis, I hope you guys still remember, because I never start a new thing. I always build up on what we had. So when we were coming down, you can put your trend line there, or you can put it from here to there and say this was my bearish trend line when we were coming down, and the price hit our, remember this green thing here, this is our weekly support. The price hit the weekly support, and what did it do on H4? It gave us a pin bar, and then if you had taken that, you'd be very much correct, because remember I said if the pin bar forms on your execution time frame, you can put the buy stop above it, and then look what the price did. It continued until this was the highest point that it reached. So you have made some money before it comes back and hit your stop loss, because remember, as it is moving up, you always update your stop loss. And remember, we're still approaching that area that we talked about, the old support. So now the price, it went up and it broke the bearish trend line, and it also broke areas of resistance, because it went higher than that. What I mean by that is that when we're coming down, this was the trend line, right? And this was the nearest area of resistance, and then another one here. So the move that came from that, it went all the way up and broke those two structures and went above them. So which means the area of support from around this, it is strong. Why? Because it gave us this move and broke the trend line and broke the areas of resistance, which is why when the price came back, I used what we call, I used the buy limit. I didn't even want to wait and say I'm waiting for pin bars and all that stuff, because remember I said you can enter with the buy limit, you can enter with the buy stop, you can enter instantly depending on the type of setup that you have. But if everything is pointing up, weekly is pointing up, monthly is pointing up, daily is pointing up, because of that pin bar that we had. And then, so why on H4 must I wait for confirmation, whereas all my bigger time frames are pointing up, which is the reason why I just went there and put a buy limit. And then if the price came back, and then it triggered my buy limit there. So initially it missed it here, but I didn't close it, it missed it there. I'll show you where I placed it. Someone can say I used the pin bar. Okay, fine, maybe you can say I used that to place it, but I'll show you it looks nicely on H1. So it missed it there, and then it went until here, and then I was like, let me just wait, and then it came back. You can see it touched it, and then from there it went up, which is, it can be, if you look at it, it can be like a sniper, but it's not a sniper. Where if you're saying it's a sniper, then, but I didn't know it was going to be a sniper. I just put it there because it made sense, because of what it broke the trend line, it broke the area of the resistance, and then it's coming back, which is why I took it. And then now we can say the H4 trend line is there, and you can put this as your support, and then the opposing area of resistance on H4 is this, which is where I put my TP, but I might have put it too far, because remember the zone starts here, which is where I was supposed to place it, but it's fine. So this is H4 resistance and H4 support. So if, let's say, the price goes up, I put it there, but it's not all the trades here. I didn't take one trade, I'll show you. So I put it there, and then there's one trade that I'm gonna leave running. The other ones are gonna hit TP. So if, let's say, the price, even in the next candlestick, it forms a white candlestick like that. Let me just use white. I'm saying white, but I'm using a different color because I want you to follow everything. So if the candlestick is white like that, it means it's a bullish one. It's going up. So if it forms another bullish candlestick like that, it means what? The area of resistance will be broken. If the area of resistance will be broken, it means the next opposing structure would be up there, the new area of resistance. Remember, if one gets broken, we always go up and look for the next one. If it gets broken like that, then if the price comes down with going down is red, if it comes down with the red candlestick to the trend line and gives you reasons to buy, you are more than welcome to take another buy, because this guy is not here. And when you're taking another buy, the nearest area of resistance will be where the price turned, but the main one is that one. So this can be your TP1, and this can be your TP2. That's how you trade. That is how you trade. Or if now, let's say, the price comes down, but it doesn't break that area of resistance. It does not break that area of resistance. Let's say it touches the area of resistance like that, and then it starts coming down, and it hits the trend line. Now my question is, are we still going to look for buying opportunities, or we are now scared because the price is bouncing from the resistance area? My answer is, I will still look to buy. I'll still look to buy with confirmation. I wait for pin bars, and then I can put all of this. I can't trade what? I can't trade a buy limit. Why? Because this is H4 and we are coming from H4, and as much as everything is pointing up, but on this time frame it's not. We have a resistance nearby, so I can wait for confirmation, but I'm more than welcome to buy. Why? Because I'm trading H4, fighting H4. That's allowed. But if this was a daily resistance, I can't buy from H4 area trying to fight that daily resistance, because it will be H4 against daily. But here is H4 against H4. Anyone can win. So if I get a confirmation, I can buy. So when we're going down to H1, that's where I went down to H1 to say, inside that very same H4 area where I wanted to buy, where exactly can I place it? You can see the trend line, I mean the structure started there. So this was a H1 zone inside the H4, inside the weekly and all the stuff. This is where I put my buy limit, exactly here at this body, using these guys here. So you need to remember, this is how we draw our thing. You can draw it here, and then you can say buy limit, stop loss. But now I prefer putting the stop loss all the way outside, because remember, I'm trading H4. So why am I putting my stop loss inside H4? I'm trading this H4 that broke the trend line and broke the resistance. So that's how I came about placing my buy limit. And then in terms of the stop loss, remember, we are placing it inside the very same, we are saying this this area of resistance. But now the way I placed it, I was wrong, but it's fine. I'll just wait. If you go to H1, I went inside H4 and place it here on H1 here. You can see that's how I placed it. But remember, H4 zone starts here, so I was supposed to place it somewhere there, but now I used the H1 inside. Hopefully it will get there. So if it comes back, and then this is H1, but remember that's H4 area. So maybe if it breaks the H4 area and come back to H1, you can take that. But so far everything is pointing up. Let's just hope it won't break this H4 trend line. Remember, this was drawn in H4, so let's hope that the price will always be above that, so that we can continue buying. So that's how I went about taking this trade. I hope it all connects. If, let's say, you were, as you can see where I said the price initially, it missed my entry and then it came back and triggered it. If, let's say, you are skeptical, you're still scared of placing the buy limits when you're waiting for confirmation, the price is coming back, and let's say, maybe if, let's say, you took this one, maybe it would have been a buy stop and then stop loss below, and then do never went that far, but it still went to the opposing structure. Remember, this is H1. So let's say here's another one, it comes with this that bar which shows like indecision, and then you decide to take a buy there, and then stop loss above it, we are still pushed to the upside. It's up to you. But now if I find that everything is pointing up, I just go there and put a buy limit, and then that's it. I hope it makes sense. That's how you're supposed to analyze. And for those who have been asking me for the mentorship program, I've decided that maybe I should start one from the 1st of August. From the 1st of August I'll start that, but I just want only 7 people, because it will be easy for me to know all of them, understand who is still who has just started learning how to trade, and who has got some experience, and then I know how to help all of them. But if I have a bigger group, it will be difficult for me to monitor their progress, so I will just be looking for just 7 people, so that I can teach them for 2 months, and then do one-on-one sessions with them, do group sessions, and then they ask questions, I answer here and there, we do setups together, so that in 2 months everyone is able to approach a chart with confidence, and then say these things out and with confidence, so that they come up with high probability setup. So if you are interested, you just let me know in the comments. I just want 7, because you've been asking me in the comments, both here and even on TikTok. So I just want 7, so that it's easier for me to manage all of them, so that when the 2 months is up, then at this time I will know that everyone, I'll be confident to say that everyone is on the same page with me. They are doing exactly what I'm telling them, and it's working for them. So that's what I want. Because if it's a bigger group, and you find that in a bigger group, let's say, what's the point of me taking 100 people only for 3 people to understand what I'm saying and to apply it correctly? The rest they'll be saying it does not work. But so if I get 7, I'll make sure that everyone pays attention, everyone knows how to read the market structure and how to apply these rules correctly, so that when it's 2 months, the 2 months is up, and then I know that everyone is able to trade on their own. I don't want to give you signals. I don't want that, because if I give you signals and then the day I stop, your trading stops. But if I teach you how to trade, even if I'm no longer in the markets, you will still be able to continue on your own. That's what I want. So just 7 people, and then we will start on the 1st. All right, guys, and I hope you enjoyed and you learned something from this video. So that's what I'll be teaching you, even in the one-on-one sessions, so that it boosts your confidence. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Sharp.